Normally we always focus on the negative aspects of King Saul, but have you ever taken a close look at all the positive aspects he had as an individual? Stay with us and discover King Saul, a family man. In other classes we have already studied all the aspects of King Saul. Some of the aspects we reviewed make it clear that the people he always had around him were his family. For King Saul, his family was very important, so much so that, until the last day, he was worried about Jonathan's future and what would become of him if the kingdom was to be taken away from him and given to David. Because of this, on many occasions he offended his son by speaking very strongly to him, even telling him that he was confused that he had taken David's side. But let's move on to look at the positive aspects of King Saul. First, he had only one wife. King Saul is known primarily and only one wife, of whom he had 4 sons and 2 daughters, the same as the one he kept all the time of his life until his death. The Bible mentions that he had a concubine. However, observing the details and seeing that his youngest son with his wife, Ishbosheth, was 10 years older than David, makes us understand that he took that concubine after he ascended to the throne as king of Israel, perhaps because of the pressures of the people around him. Even so, the Holy Bible does not reflect a close relationship with that concubine, only that she had 2 sons, who were later sacrificed in order to remove a curse on the people, because Saul attacked a people he should not have attacked. He cared for his children. We said earlier he cared for his son Jonathan and his future and his legacy. He also cared for his daughters, trying to give them husbands who could care for them and provide for them all that he had provided for them so far. Besides, each of his sons was cared for by his nanny and none of them lacked anything. Which brings us to the next. He provided for his family. The Bible does not show major conflicts between Saul's sons, who needed nothing, but shows us a relationship of unity between Saul, his father's house, and the people of Benjamin, from whom he was descended. He had unity even with his immediate family. We see this not only with his sons who always accompanied him to the war, at least the older ones, but also that he was looking after his daughters. If you notice, when he went to Michal to look for David, it makes you understand that he visited her frequently. It means that it was a normal thing for him to go to Michal and David's house. Besides, his cousin, his uncle's son, was with him as general of his army. Even after his death, he still kept unity with him in respect to Saul's house, trying to keep his nephew as king over Israel. He was a hard-working and industrious man. Although with his strength, he always tried to do his best, to give his best, to achieve his goals, to surround himself with the best people, who were always hard-working and brave and striving. If he was given a mission, he tried to do it to the best and greatest of his ability, trying to always deliver, leaving no one unsatisfied. Although this in the future cost him a lot. We can always learn from those we have around us, whether it was for good or bad. Everything always has something positive. Always try to see the best in people and learn from it. Discard the bad. Remember, study the scriptures, stay prepared, and see you next video.